Hi friends, how are you today? Welcome to Sunshine Kitchen. Now this is a part of our business where all we're presenting is everything African foods. And the whole idea is to actually show you what we call fine dining with African food. So African food, fine dining, whichever way you want to put it, we want to really celebrate African food, make it look beautiful, make it look glamorous, and let it taste amazing. You know, bring attention to African food, because we notice that people tend to think that the foods in Africa are boring, are bland, are tasteless, are I don't know, too many negatives, and we want to take all of that. We want to bring all the positives to it. So my name is Joy Fido. Welcome on board. Okay, so the focus of this particular video, we thought of something really exciting. And yes, we've done a bit of looking around, research, and we really didn't find it. So we thought, yes, we're going to really be the ones to first do this. We're looking at the 3-course, 1, 2, 3 course Nigerian dish. So it's going to be exciting. So let me tell you what the 3-course is going to be. So for starters, it's going to be pepper soup. Pepper soup is this delicacy we have in Nigeria. The main ingredient there is pepper. That's why they say pepper soup. Now with pepper soup, there's so many things you can make with pepper soup. It could be fish pepper soup, it could be goat meat pepper soup, it could be oxtail pepper soup, it could be regular meat pepper soup. Then there's so many little things again that people look at, like a mixture. You know, we have what they call the pomo. These are like cow skin. We have what they call tripe, which is the belly in the skin in the cow, and the heart, the liver, you know, all the different things. So they mix it all up and they create the same kind of soup that we're talking about, the pepper soup out of it. So the one we are going to be making for this particular 3-course meal is an oxtail pepper soup. I'm going to make it that, but I'm still trying to explain our 3-course meal. So starters is pepper soup. The main dish is jollof rice. Jollof rice, yes, it's quite popular in Nigeria, and we have there's so many videos on jollof rice. But we are going to bring our angle to jollof rice. So jollof rice, and we're going to garnish it with plantain, and then beside it there's going to be some sweet peppers and things like that. And then we're going to now put like a really beautiful sauce made of meat, you know, tripe, and you know, a mixture of meat on the side in this beautiful jollof rice dish. And then for the main, you know, we've done the starters, we've done the main. So for the sweets, the last one is gonna be puff puff. And puff puff is quite popular again. People make them in so many different ways. We're not going to show that one being made, but we're going to show you that that's going to be what we're using as the 3rd course. So puff puff, and we're going to add some, you know, beautifully design it so it stands out, you know, what you can eat in a 5-star hotel. So that's the whole idea. So stay tuned and look out for this 3-course Nigerian dish. Okay, so here are our ingredients for our pepper soup. And you know, like we said, pepper is the main thing. So pepper, and this is Scotch bonnet. And we are going with 3. Now, if you're used to Nigerian dishes, you know they come out really hot. And when we say hot, we're not talking heat hot, we're talking sauce hot. And what creates that heat is the pepper. So every typical Nigerian home, you start grooming your child to get used to the heat. Now this is a little secret. If you want to lose weight, apparently, heat is one of the things you need in your body, because it helps to encourage that activity in your body. And you know, your body is your blood is flowing really quickly, moving around and allowing your food to assimilate and all of that, because of the heat that we eat. That doesn't mean no Nigerian is, you know, on the plum side. We are, but it's just, that's what we're told. Okay, so after the pepper is the main thing you want to make the pepper soup with, which is where the protein comes in. Okay, so what we have here is the oxtail. That's what they look like. What we've done here, we've parboiled this one, actually seasoned it and simmered it and steamed it. You can see when it's really done, the beef or the meat completely starts to go away from the bone. That's when you know your meat is ready generally. So that's what your oxtail looks like. It's already been steamed. So now we're just about getting ready to do the pepper soup. But we've done quite a few videos showing you how to steam meat. So that was exactly the same process we used. You know, wash your meat, put it in the pot, put a hint of spice, you know, all kinds of things, salt, a hint of pepper if you feel like it. And the reason for all of that, the spices and the salt and the seasoning, is just so that all of that gets into the meat. So now by the time we're cooking this meat, it's already very tasty. So that's what we've done here. So now we're going to start with the pepper soup process. Okay, so the next big thing is your pepper soup spice. Here they've called it powder. That's what you can see here. What it is, normally all these things that you're seeing that have been put in here are individual things, ingredients, that what they do typically back in Nigeria is they mix them all up and then they blend or grind it, and then it becomes what you're seeing as a powder. So lots of people nowadays are just mixing all of this together, blending it together and packaging it. So that's what we've got here. So unfortunately I don't have each of these ingredients to show you, but going forward in future we may have to find them and I'll show you each of them. But for now, when you go to the market, if you wanted to cook this, just look out for a pepper soup spice powder. It's all nicely put together and you just work with it. So that's the main thing here. The next big thing, which are things we use generally, will be the garlic. Garlic is there. We're going to blend that. Seasoning, which we've already put in there. Then the usual thing again, which is optional depending on who's cooking pepper soup. Some people, when they're cooking pepper soup, this is the only thing they use, just the pepper soup spice, and that's it. But some people, like I like to do, I bring the usual herbs that I know into the scene. So I'm going to put in my rosemary, and then I'm going to put a bit of the basil and anything else. It's all about taste, and that's what this is. So I'm going to take all of that and then I'll just put them into my blender. I will add a bit of onions as well, which I haven't got with me right now. I'm not putting too much because we already had some in when we were seasoning it. So I'll put a little bit of rosemary and a bit of basil and any other herbs that I feel like putting. Not too much. But the main thing here is once I put that pepper soup spice, pepper soup is ready. And then I'll put the Maggi there and I'm going to blend all of this. And that will be me ready for cooking my pepper soup. Okay, so you can see what this looks like. It actually tries to choke you like it's really that hot. And then you just pour it in. And once you pour it in, you stir. Another thing you could find, if we're talking benefits of pepper soup, typical Nigerian family, especially when a woman just had a baby. I remember how many times my husband's made me pepper soup once I've just had a baby. What it tends to do, especially when it's really hot, you know, we're talking about the weight loss thing, he actually pushes all the clogs of all that blood in your system. How come you just had a baby that just sitting there? And I remember, I think with my first daughter, after I first had a baby, and the doctors are just wondering what I should be doing to make my baby able to suck the breast. Once I had the pepper soup, the breast came out, started flowing. So those are some of the really good things that could come out of pepper soup. Is the heat in it actually really spices up your inside and helps, speed up your metabolism. So if you make pepper soup one of the main things you eat, especially in African family, you find that it helps to really push the blood flow in the system. So we put the peppers in and all the things that was in it. So the next thing now is our pepper soup spice. So again, just get good quantity, because this is where all the different things are. The different, I'll say, nice heap of it, because this is what's going to give the smell, the taste, the flavor. Everything comes from that powder. Then you mix it. And once it's all in, now you just cover and allow it to cook and blend in all that lovely, lovely spice that you've just put in. We'll give it about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes, yeah. Then we'll come back and look at it. Okay, so continuing our 3-course meal, we've carried on with the pepper soup is cooking. Now we are starting with our rice, our jollof rice. So next thing is, you get your rice. Now we're not making a huge pot of rice. It's just 5 of us at the moment, so too much of everything is not good. Again, we have too many things we are cooking right now, so we're not making too much of it. So I don't know how to describe this. Say 2 bowls, 2 nice small bowls of rice is what we've got here. And then we're going to wash it, parboil it, and watch the process. And you drain your water off. Now we're going to parboil this. When you parboil, is to take away some of the starch in there. So ingredients for our jollof rice: onion, very important. So we're gonna go with 2.5 onions. I had half from the pepper soup thing, and 1 plum tomato. Plum. Now, when it comes to tomatoes, you have choices. Some people, which I know is popular back in Nigeria, they haven't really got this plum in Nigeria. So what they tend to do is they get the fresh tomatoes, blend it, and boil it off. Boiling off, tomato comes with a lot of juice in it. So they boil off the juice or the water in the tomatoes, and then it gives them that feel of plum tomatoes. So you could have done that, but because we have this, we're going to work with just this. We need just the one because we're not cooking much rice. Then we have the garlic again, which is something we use in everything we cook. Garlic is absolutely healthy for your heart. Everything about your body, garlic works for it. I've done lots of videos on garlic, or at least one video on garlic, where I explained the very, very benefits, lots of benefits you could get out of garlic. So again, help yourself, do a research on garlic, and you find out that it's absolutely good for you. And then of course we have our seasoning, which is the same as that, and we're going to go with about 3 of them. The next thing we're going to add in our very particular jollof rice is prawns. So these are the frozen version. You could get the fresh one, it doesn't matter. We're going to defrost this and we'll go into our jollof rice. Other things are the scotch bonnet as usual. We love that because it gives you that really lovely spice. It's very spicy in the food, so we need that to give our food a bit of kick. And then we're gonna go with all the usual spices that we like working with. And another interesting thing I'm adding on is the peas. Peas just going to give it a variety of color. You know, like jollof rice comes like a red-ish version. So that peas will just blend the color a bit, make it a bit hints of green in it. And then I want to just add a little bit of the tomato paste. It will be just a little bit. What this does is just gives a color as well, not necessarily anything else. And that's our jollof rice ingredients. A hint of salt and oil to get it all fried up, and salt just a little bit, not too much, and that's it, ready to cook. Into the blender, just chop it a little bit because sometimes poor blender struggles to blend everything. So we're gonna put all the onion in there. Again, benefits of onion, something you should watch out, look out for it. It's definitely healthy for you. What lots of people tend to do these days is they cut out the seasoning, because you know the long story everyone has about seasoning, different things they put in seasoning. So they just cut that out and put lots of onion in its place. So, but if you were using lots of herbs, it's another good option, because something like rosemary is really tasty for food. So is what looking at that. So onions going in, so garlic in, seasoning in, tomatoes, that's the main thing. So again, a little bit there, you just, I think I put too much water, but we'll have to blend it. So that's tomatoes in, and what else have we got? Hints of spices, just hints of them. Rosemary. The thing with Nigerian jollof rice, and you get this war going on in Nigerian jollof rice and Ghanaian jollof rice. It's just jollof rice. Jollof, what makes it the jollof is the tomatoes going in. That's the main thing. And you know, just like we've done on another video with the what's it called, porridge yam. It's all the ingredients going in that creates that porridge feel or the jollof feel. So it's not so much some special thing going on. You can add as much of whatever or as little as whatever, and you created the jollof-ness. So now we're gonna blend this. We're ready. Okay, so our rice is boiled. Now we are draining out most of the starch. And then we just put a bit more. Now I would not put my hand immediately it comes out of fire because it's really hot. So that's why I'm using a spoon to do this. But when you get a lot more water in it, then it gets colder, and then you can put your hand if you wanted to. Otherwise there's really no need to do that. And after you drain like 2 times, 2-3 times, that should do, and you can now be ready to cook. Okay, so rice is beginning to cook a little bit, so we just add our blended sauce. So remember, we've said there's so many ways of cooking jollof rice. This is just one of the ways. And this particular way is really quick and easy. Make it really easy for everyone to just pick this up. So you stir it in really well.
And at this stage, I'll probably add some oil to it.
So we add oil.
just drizzle. Don't drown it in oil, just a little bit of oil. Why do you want to add oil now? Because you need the oil to bind these lovely sauces all together. The oil doesn't really cook it. The oil, why you need the oil in there is to really bind all these lovely sauces all together. So you get this nice crunchy, not crunchy, but the rice comes out nice single grains, non-stick, which is what jollof rice really should end up looking like. Don't put too much water in it at this stage. Just let it simmer and taste as you go along. Taste for what? Salt, hopefully. Salt? Do you use salt in it?
Yes.
Yeah, salt in it already.
No, we need to put a little bit of salt.
Low heat. Crash the kitchen. Bit of salt in there.
That's nice.
And
hold on, I'll stir it.
Give it a bit of a stir as well. If you've got the football thing on TV to watch, it's a good time for you to go catch up on the TV. The football scores. Low heat, and see the rice in 20 minutes.
Okay, so remember we said we're going to introduce the paste, tomato paste. Now all he's doing is just giving it a bit of color. That's what he's doing. And our chef who's cooking this says he will make it too thick as well, but we just want a bit of color with this. Now remember the steps we've taken. When we put the rice in there, we didn't put water in it when we finished the washing. Water was very little. And then we added the sauce that we blended. And now a bit of salt. And next thing is we're going to let it cook. We added oil, which is helping it to allow the rice to stay in individual grains. And then now we put a bit of the derica for color. And that's it. We're going to let it cook. Leave it on low heat and let it cook. Okay, so this is about 5 minutes into the cooking. Rice is getting done or absorbing the water. So now we need to taste. To see if it took all the sauces we put in, if it's tasting. What else are we tasting for?
Yeah, you're going to taste to see whether the rice is getting softer or not.
Okay, you got that. It's still very hard.
Still very hard. Still a bit of water in it, so let it dry a bit more.
Okay.
Give it another 5 minutes.
Okay, so what I was saying, I didn't mention in one of the other videos, is when you're cooking dry food, the science behind it is the absorption of water. So the food has been majorly dry, so things like rice, beans, spaghetti, pasta, all of those are dried. So the way you cook it is for it to absorb water and then become soft again. So that's what's happening with this rice. So all the water we put in is slowly being absorbed by the rice, and the more it absorbs the water, the softer the rice will become, and that's when you know rice is done. So right now it's still a bit hard. We'll watch and see if when it takes all this water that's in here, if it gets softer. If it doesn't, we'll add a bit more water. Okay, so a bit further into the rice, now you can see the water's really absorbed. And then what's happened, remember we said different ways of cooking this. This way is what my husband really loves cooking, Charles. So his way is what we're doing today, and he's the one leading this troop. My way is kind of different, which maybe another day will show you. So we've tasted it and it's just a little bit hard. I don't think it's that hard again.
Yeah, it depends.
I'm gonna try it.
Is it preference thing? Yeah, I think we had the water and oil ensemble just right now. This is fine. It's come up just okay without us having to add any more water to it.
Okay.
So we got it right the first time. So while I'm here now, what I probably will be doing, I will be to add the things that needs to finish this off.
Okay.
Which will be the prawns.
So add the prawns.
Yeah, we should add the prawns.
So now what we've done, we've defrosted these prawns. Now we're putting it in and we'll stir it. So good thing we didn't add any more water because things like prawns are going to even introduce their own water now, isn't it?
Yes, well, prawns shouldn't introduce too much water.
No, because it hasn't cooked.
So
as it's going to cook now, we'll put more water.
It depends on the prawns. If it's freshwater prawns, you wouldn't add any more water.
Okay.
If it's tiger prawns, you probably will add a bit of salt to it, so you probably need to watch out to be sure what sort of stuff you want to add to your jollof, so you don't lose that crispiness. I hate sticky jollof.
Yeah. Okay. What? Let me just, in case you didn't hear Charles, because it's kind of a bit low toned. If it's tiger prawns, what's the difference between tiger prawns then?
It depends on where the prawn is harvested.
Okay.
You need prawns is quite very finicky addition to most stuff you want to cook.
So should we lower this heat then?
Go on.
Okay, I've lowered the heat because we still want this prawn to cook a bit. And then I think we're going to introduce the peas now. So what I've done, I've just opened the can of peas and just poured into the plate. So I'm draining the water away completely. Drained the water away from the peas and I'm just adding it here. Now remember, when we're adding peas, just to again give a difference in color. It's optional, it's not something you could take on if you don't want to take it on. Because what I tend to do, I really don't like bland one color kind of food. I like food being colorful. Just like me, you know, I like colorful clothes. So same thing with food, colorful food, sunshine food. Because sun makes food really colorful, so I guess that's why I'm like that. Okay, so here we go. What Charles was saying earlier is he really hates like sticky rice, and I know lots of people hate sticky rice. So the water is what creates that stickiness. If there's too much water in rice, especially with jollof rice, it will stick, and the wrong pot is another enemy of jollof rice. Luckily this pot is so good, nothing sticks to it, so it's not sticking. You can see that color blend. How many minutes we give it now to finish it off?
Well, without the green peas, I'd probably say just turn off the heat and let it cook. But the green peas, I don't really do green peas in my jollof. That adds color to it, that's fine. That's just stick it, just pop on the cover anyways and turn off the heat and wait to serve. So
okay, that's fine. Because the thing with green peas, most times in the can they're already cooked anyway, so it's not like really fresh green peas. So what we're saying is it's done, and now we're excited. We're gonna just cover it, leave it on the heat, but the heat is off, but the heat from the cooker will just help to finish it off.
Yeah, absolutely. You once you finish the jollof, I always leave my jollof on the hob for 5-10 minutes. So any moisture left in there dry off. Any well, that also helps to prevent any stickiness of the rice as well. So it comes out nice and
crispy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the rice done. So next thing you're gonna see with this rice is being served. The other things we're still going to add on will be the plantain, which will be fried, and we'll just garnish it on the side. And then we'll follow on with our third course, which is a pop-up, but that's not going to be videoed. We'll just do that. And then we're going to show you our 3-course meal. Excited! Alright guys, so this is our amazing 3-course Nigerian dish. So that is our pepper soup, which is your starter. That's your jollof rice and dodo and beef sauce on the side, mixed beef, all types of things in there. And then that's our sweets. Sweets is a puff custard with condensed milk, and then whipped cream on the side, drizzled with chocolate spread, chocolate sauce. Now that's my daughter's creation because she created this one. She's really into baking and all of that. So look at these amazing things, everything Nigerian based. Probably what you will not see there is whipped cream, but of course that is just extra. And you could use anything to create all of that. We're thinking of so many ideas as we create more 3-course meals in future. But this was just the first idea that came to us. And of course in between you see your fruits. That's some grapefruits there, and we have oranges and bananas, and all of these things are just to make your food look appetizing, look interesting, look exciting, attract people and welcome them to want to eat your food, not just the basic boring thing. Another major thing you should look out for is the serving dishes. Look at how beautiful they look. When you do things like this, you make people want to eat your food, and that's why we pay this top dollar to visit other countries to eat their food, not knowing that we have that right there underneath our very own noses. See how the grape was put in a nice glass, showcasing what grapes should look like in a glass. Again, it may not be grapes that we have in Nigeria. It could be any fruits that you decide to put in there. It will still stand out beautifully. I mean, in tourism, which is my field right now, people are traveling to various parts of the world just to eat their food, and it's called gastronomy tourism. So gastronomy tourism, you can go anywhere in the world just to taste what they have. But because we have so much in Nigeria, we need to appreciate that this type of thing could create a lot of jobs. People who love cooking can start getting into the art. The art of cooking is creative. All of these things were just ideas that were just running through our heads, and we're just thinking, how can we present this to make it stand and look beautiful? That's creative art, and all of us have it in us. We all have that creativity in us. We can make any food look amazing. That could have been a dekai corn with gari and sauces on the side. It could have been yam porridge again with gari, with different things attached to it. It could have been a goosey soup, it could have been okra soup with pounded yam. So it's just playing with what we have. So I hope we've been able to inspire you to start thinking creatively and do different things with your meals. We look forward to seeing you in the next video because we plan on doing so much more. Please remember to like our video and share it with your friends because people need things like this. And remember to touch that notification button. Just click it so that anytime we throw out something, you'll be one of the first to see it. And follow us on all the other social media platforms we're on. Instagram is called Sunshine Foods, and then there's Joy Fido on Instagram as well. On Facebook, you can just follow Joy Fido, and then you see all these things when I throw them out. And then we are looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay blessed and continue to be creative.